What is up, everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and what is perhaps the greatest battle in the 7 Deadly Sins story is about to begin. As the Demon King continues to grow stronger by the minute, and as Zeldris' very existence is now in question, Meliodas and Elizabeth have been joined by the Sins in order to set up the final showdown. Although with the 7 Deadly Sins manga, you never know what is actually final, as we saw in the last battle against the Demon King. In this video, I will be breaking down all of the latest developments in the lead up to what looks like to be another epic battle with the highest stakes possible. Before we begin, this video was sponsored by Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll is the world's largest destination for anime and manga, and I've been a paying customer of Crunchyroll for over 3 years. I use Crunchyroll pretty much every day to watch my favorite anime series like Attack on Titan, JoJo's, Black Clover, and many more. This season I am loving Dr. Stone, which is being simulcast on Crunchyroll along with Fire Force and other brand new hit anime series. Many people don't realize this, but Crunchyroll also has a manga section, and that's exactly where I go to read the latest chapters of the 7 Deadly Sins manga with the official translation. A ton of you guys in the past have asked me where to find the 7 Deadly Sins manga, and I just read it right on Crunchyroll. Go to crunchyroll.com/AnimeUproar to get Crunchyroll Premium free for 14 days. You will get unlimited access to their anime, manga, and drama titles ad-free in 1080p HD, and that includes the newest anime episodes with professional subtitles. Check it out for yourself. Try out Crunchyroll ad-free for 14 days right now by signing up at crunchyroll.com/AnimeUproar or just click the link in the description. That way you get the latest anime and manga content, you help support the anime industry, and you help support this channel at the same time. It's a win for everyone. Just sign up at crunchyroll.com/AnimeUproar or click that link in the description. And as usual, this video will contain manga spoilers. We're gonna be talking about the latest developments in the 7 Deadly Sins story, so please proceed with caution. You have been warned. Chapter 320 starts off with Zeldris' consciousness seemingly completely fading away as the Demon King becomes even stronger and unlocks yet another epic form. Apparently his final form. I mentioned in the last video that even though Meliodas was clearly stronger than the Demon King at the beginning of this fight, the Demon King was quickly and steadily getting stronger, and this has been clearly demonstrated in Chapter 320. In this form, the Demon King looks like a character right out of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I have to say that I'm digging this look. The Demon King says that thanks to Zeldris' sacrifice, he has obtained something like his original body, the body from his youth. So apparently, this JoJo's Bizarre Adventure form is actually what the Demon King really looked like back when he was young. When we first met the Demon King in Purgatory, he already appears to be an old man with a long beard, but if the Demon King is to be believed now, this is what he looked like in his youth. It is a very interesting look to be sure, and you can definitely see the resemblance between this Demon King form and the adult versions of Meliodas and Zeldris that appeared after the Demon King possessed their bodies. But more importantly than just his look, I am wondering whether this means that the Demon King has just become more powerful than we've ever seen him before. Since he was already an old man when we first met him, does that mean that because the prime of his life was behind him, he was also weaker than he was in his youth? And now that he regained his youth thanks to Zeldris' body, he will be even more powerful than he was in Purgatory, and maybe even more powerful than he was when he possessed Meliodas' body. The Demon King tells Meliodas to give it up because his little brother is gone. Seemingly, Zeldris' presence has completely vanished, his consciousness has evaporated, and the Demon King is now in complete control of his vessel. But Meliodas refuses to accept it, and he says that he knows that Zeldris isn't gone, and a furious battle ensues as Meliodas also continues to power up in order to keep fighting the Demon King. So is Meliodas right when he says that despite the fact that they can no longer sense Zeldris' presence, he is still in there somewhere? Or is Zeldris really gone and the Demon King is now in full control? Personally, I totally agree with Meliodas here. Sure, he is Zeldris' brother and he would want to believe that all is not lost even if it was, but knowing how the story of the 7 Deadly Sins has unfolded and knowing all the twists and tricks that Nakaba Suzuki has put us through, I am certain that Zeldris will come back somehow. After all, we saw Meliodas release Gelda from her seal and she proclaimed that she was going to find Zeldris. I am sure that that part of the story wasn't included for no reason, and that Gelda will pop up once again. And what could possibly be her role, if not to help bring Zeldris back from the edge of the abyss? At this point, Meliodas is still determined to defeat the Demon King on his own, without depending on anyone else, and without putting anyone else in danger, but clearly now the situation has changed. The Demon King is far more confident than he was just moments earlier, and the Demon King seems convinced that Meliodas cannot defeat him on his own. Even Elizabeth tells Meliodas to pull back so that they can come up with a plan, and this tells me that Elizabeth can sense that the Demon King has undergone a major transformation and that things are no longer looking as good for Meliodas as they were just moments ago. As Meliodas launches a massive attack against the Demon King seemingly absorbs all the magic from the attack, which implies that he is now able to use his ability called the Ruler once again. The Demon King does not seem concerned in the least about Meliodas' attacks, and he sees Meliodas' tenacity as nothing more than a great opportunity to test out his full power. It isn't looking too good for Meliodas in this moment. He is clearly emotional and desperate to save his brother, but the Demon King is getting stronger by the minute and Meliodas doesn't seem to have a way to defeat him, especially since we know that he can't outright kill him because that would also destroy Zeldris. But in that moment, something flies at the Demon King at tremendous speed, and it turns out that it is none other than the 7 deadly sins themselves. That is to say, all of the sins except for Escanor. Having slain the Lovecraftian Indura, the sins are here to help Meliodas and Elizabeth finally defeat the Demon King. We know that Meliodas wanted to keep the others out of this. He didn't want anyone else to have to suffer because of the Demon King, and he didn't want anyone else to put themselves in danger because of the actions of his father. But in the end, the sins were always going to refuse to sit this one out, as dangerous as this showdown against the Demon King will be. Especially now that he has apparently regained his original body and all of his original power, the sins are still prepared to risk their lives to help their friend and their captain, Meliodas. After all, as Bond says, Rule 7 of the 7 Deadly Sins is that they make sure to come together and work as a team every now and then. This reunion was definitely a heartfelt moment, and it sets up another epic showdown between the Demon King, who may now be stronger than we've ever seen him, and the 7 Deadly Sins and Elizabeth. But now, the big question is, how will this battle unfold? Has the Demon King already reached his full power, or is he going to continue to get even stronger and stronger until he is practically unstoppable? Also, we know from way back in Purgatory that Bond has the ability to counter the Ruler, the Demon King's OP technique. By giving some of his own energy to the Demon King instead of trying to hurt the Demon King, Bond can inflict serious damage on him if he is using the Ruler, because the Ruler's ability is to reverse attacks so that an attack will actually make him stronger instead of weakening him. But this also works in the opposite direction. An attack that is supposed to make him stronger by giving him some of Bond's energy will be reversed and it will damage the Demon King instead. I mentioned in the previous video that without Bond there during the fight, the Demon King was free to use the Ruler as much as he wanted against Meliodas and Elizabeth. But as it turns out, Bond is now here on the main battlefield, and this will definitely complicate the Demon King's ability to use the Ruler effectively. With the Demon King, Elizabeth, Meliodas, and the rest of the sins with the exception of Escanor all now here in one place, the battle is about to get much more complex and multifaceted. The 7 Deadly Sins can now use combo moves, and the Demon King will have to worry about every single one of them, not just 1 or 2 opponents. What's more, since we know that Escanor has now regained the power of Sunshine, we can expect him to make his entrance at some point in the near future as well. With noon around the corner, we are most likely going to see Escanor in the One mode once again, this time helping the Sins take on the strongest version of the Demon King. I see this battle as potentially being the most epic battle yet, and I imagine that the Sins and Elizabeth will ultimately defeat the Demon King by using effective teamwork and combining all of their unique skills, powers, and abilities to outthink and outmaneuver the Demon King. With that said, we can't forget about other factors that may end up playing an important role in this battle. If you've been following the channel, then you know that I've talked quite a few times about King Arthur and the fact that the Mother of Chaos, aka Hawk's mama, foreshadowed that the king will be reborn. If we can take this seriously and not just as a throwaway line, and if it was a throwaway line then I don't know why bother including it at all, then we can expect that Arthur will somehow be revived and that he will play some sort of role in the final battle. What exact role is he going to play, I am honestly not sure, but I imagine it will be related to the legendary sword Excalibur. After all, this battle is currently taking place around the same lake in which the Lady of the Lake resides, the same woman who, according to legend, is said to have given Excalibur to Arthur in the first place. Perhaps Excalibur will be used to somehow seal away the Demon King for good, maybe even inside of Excalibur itself, but we will have to wait and find out. The other big lingering question, and it has been lingering for a long time, is whether the Supreme Deity will ever make an actual appearance. Is she going to become involved in this battle? Is she going to be part of some future battle? Or is she going to remain off screen for the rest of the story? Or maybe she will show up after this battle and say something like, hey, thanks for defeating the Demon King, guys. Very cool. I honestly have no idea, but I'm itching to find out more about the Supreme Deity, especially after the whole Bloody Ellie reveal and the sudden surge in Elizabeth's strength. Let me know what you guys think. Will this be the most epic battle in the 7 Deadly Sins so far? Or do you expect that the Sins and Elizabeth will succeed in taking out the Demon King without too much trouble? And do you think that we are ever going to see Arthur and the Supreme Deity again? If so, what role will they actually play? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed the 7 Deadly Sins content on this channel and you want to see more, you can leave a like to let me know. And if you're new to AnimeUproar, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar for all the latest 7 Deadly Sins news and updates. And don't forget to check out our sponsor Crunchyroll, link in the description. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, I really appreciate it. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.